Is the formulaic approach of modern media slowly robbing you of your will to live?
Something inside of me died.
Rehashed, remixed, trending, tried and true, a bit boring for you?
Just fucking kill me now.
Are you in the mood for something different?
Yes, of course.
Well, look no further. It's time for you to be fashionably late to the wonders of Adult Swim's Off the Air. For those of you unaware of Off the Air, it's an anthology series that runs on Adult Swim. It contains excerpts of audiovisual media of all different forms, short films, music videos, animation, viral videos, you name it. Except these excerpts are typically surreal or psychedelic, at the very least something different. Each episode features a montage of these excerpts following a loose theme like love or patterns, and are usually morphed together through glitchy transitions. If you're familiar with Rick and Morty, it's kind of like interdimensional cable.
And we'll be doing this instead of interdimensional cable.
In an interview with Austin McManus, Dave Hughes, the creator of the show, describes it as a visual mixtape that really doesn't need a clear explanation. I would say you kind of just need to watch an episode to get the show, but don't worry, I'll recommend some of my favorites later. A lot of animation is featured, which isn't surprising since you might be aware that Adult Swim is a programming block broadcasted by Cartoon Network. The show originally aired at 4 a.m. during the graveyard slot, which meant that it was a hidden gem on the Adult Swim lineup. A lot of people discovered it by waking up after falling asleep in front of the TV, which I can imagine being quite disorienting.
I love to live, but I also live to love.
Dave Hughes said the following about people discovering the show. I particularly like it when people fall asleep while watching Family Guy and wake up to an apple breathing or something. Confusion and fear are my two favorite states. Euphoria isn't bad either. This seems like a good moment to learn a bit about the man behind the show. The series was created and is predominantly edited by Dave Hughes, who pitched it in part to bring Adult Swim back to its more experimental roots. This definitely is the case, since the one thing I'd say about the show is to expect the unexpected. You might be perplexed, you might be disturbed, but you will not be bored. There's usually a few funny ones in there anyway to keep it light.
Most of the time, when you confront a problem, I think you're just thirsty. Drink a glass of water. Everything will go away if you drink a glass of water.
The hunting for weirdness approach to this show is what makes it stand out to me. It takes talented experimental artists out of obscurity and gives them a platform where their weirdness will be appreciated, which Adult Swim has been pretty good for with the likes of Jack Stauber. Quick recommendation to watch his short film Opal if you haven't seen it. Unique, weird, and unsettling. The holy trinity of shit you need to see. I can't possibly cover all of the cool shit I found through Off the Air, but I'll try to cover some of the highlights. I'll put links to everything I'm talking about in the description if you want to check it out. My favorite episode is Love, possibly out of nostalgia. It's the first episode of Off the Air I watched, and it got me hooked. The opening is one of my favorite clips, and there's a lot of gold in that episode. It just pulls you in so many different directions with so many different styles and stories. It's great. I also find this show is a great litmus test for people, by the way. Like, if I'm getting to know someone, sometimes I'll send them an episode to see how they react. If you're still on board after that, we might get along, you know? The episode I usually send is Patterns. I thought it was one of the most accessible episodes, but after rewatching it, I'm not sure it is.
Satellites, Mitt Romney, satellites, ley lines.
So if you're a fan of the show, I'd be curious to know what episode you send to people who don't already know the show. Help me out here. I'm gonna just speed through some of my favorites from the show. I'm missing loads and I'll probably be kicking myself later, but these are a good start. As I said, links in the description. One of my favorite finds through Off the Air was a short film called Wednesday with Goddard by Nicolas Ménard from the episode Journeys. It's a humorous, meditative short film about the search for God, which is successful, I think. All elements fit perfectly. The visual style, the sound design, the music, and the storytelling come together to create a unique journey that you're taken on. It's just really specific and really cool. I'd highly recommend it. The next one is called You've Ruined It by Michael Langan, and it's from the episode Nightmares. This is a haunting one-take shot that gradually gets weirder. The music was composed by Matt Elliott, and it couldn't fit better to create the unsettling atmosphere of the film. This is just a case of some great talents coming together and making something really cool. I'd also really recommend the piece Choros from Michael Langan as well, and the album Drinking Songs from Matt Elliott. Then from the episode Music, which actually might be a good recommendation for people who don't know the show, I'm a big fan of the sequence Everything's an Ad by Ryan D. Anderson. Unfortunately, the last I checked, he doesn't have it on his own channel, but it starts at 3:27 in the episode. It's simple, effective, and catchy. The thing is, I have a big beef with public advertising. When I use a platform like YouTube, I kind of consent to seeing ads by using it, since I don't have to use it. But I have to be in public just to sustain my life, so what gives you the right to access my buying power while I'm just going about my day? I didn't consent to that shit. Alright, that's the end of the rant. Check out the sequence, it's pretty cool. Off the Air definitely earned its cult status and seems to keep powering on through the years. You can even find loads of fan-made videos here on YouTube as well that are inspired by the format of Off the Air. To be fair, it's a great format and a great way to find new artists. I'd recommend throwing one on right before you go to sleep to guarantee you have batshit crazy dreams. Sleep tight and see you soon.